Hello everyone, and welcome to the King of the Castle number 4. We're gonna see how this goes. If I choose the right recordings in order, that's always a big play, a big thing that I need to worry about as we're joining in here. I hope everyone is doing well on this Friday evening. You're all doing well. I know some of you will be catching it on the VOD, and that's totally a-okay. I'll be putting all the VODs up 24 hours after the release, so I hope you enjoy it. We have 2 series set up. We're going to see how long they go because worst case scenario, like let's just say one series goes pretty long, what we'll do is we'll record this week and we'll record next week. So they'll be like, we'll split up. So those are both possibilities as to what may happen. But yeah, it just depends on the length of the series and how it goes. Wow. Okay. I'm going to get this going. And I think we're ready. I think we are ready to go. Those in the chat, please say. Honestly, I should have asked what the maps were. I think this is the same mistake I made last time. Asking the people who are obviously sending me the replays, which ones, which order I should do. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna imagine Arabia is the first map, but you know, oh, Pen actually sent me draft picks. That'll be pretty good. That'll be pretty good if that's a possibility. But I'm still trying to make sure I got the right order so we don't kind of mistake it. It's not in the wrong order. And then, although, if it is a best of 3, I can just do whatever order I want, and then hope for the best. I mean, that is a thing I could do. Although, who knows? So I'll go bottom upwards, and hopefully this is the right order. But I'll double check it to make sure that we don't have any spoilers here. I think that'll be a good way to do it. And here we go. So I'm gonna start watching. So this is VT stuff. This is for the Dark Lord title. So this is the lowest of the titles that we have, the lowest ranked titles. And then yeah, we'll see who wins it. I think if you become a Dark Lord, you get to keep it though. I think that's pretty cool because I want to see like an army of Dark Lords. That's the meme. That's a joke. So hopefully that will be the case. But yeah, we're gonna start up here. So we're loading up. It's very tasty stuff against Hollow Soul. Hollow Soul, the challenger. Very tasty stuff. The reigning, defending Dark Lord. So we'll see how this plays out as we get into it. You can already hear it, and I'm going to switch so we can see it. Boom, boom, boom. Here it is. We are in. So follow along here as we are starting up. Just some standard mining. I'll say mining. Some standard gathering some food. Man, mining. Wow, this is a great start. This is when you know it's going well. I don't know much about Hollow Soul, but we'll see. Hollow Soul did accept the challenge, and Arabia being the standard map means yeah. Now we get the challenge. Do I have small trees on? I think I have small trees on. No, these kind of look like big trees, but I think they'll be okay though, because I'm not playing, right? I'm just watching. So I think that's totally okay. So standard, nothing kind of I'm seeing too different. They have the same amount of villagers. The opening is very standard, nothing much going on. Got an Eagle Scout here. If the audio is a little, I might actually put the desktop audio just a little bit quieter. Because it's okay if my sound is what's it called? If I overpower the audio, but if it's the other way around, then it's a bad sign. So I'd much rather have a really quiet audio. So I adjusted it. Hopefully that will help out. Chopping wood. Yes, the pixels. Amazing. Someone might tune in and think it's like an arcade game. But yeah, just very standard, nothing too much. We have, obviously, the Huns against the Mayans. So, well, I mean, the Huns don't stand on ceremony. They literally have a horse on their on their shield, so you'll know what kind of strategy they'll be using. And then Mayans, of course, with the Eagle Scouts and all that. Ooh, there it is, elephant. Luckily, didn't accidentally shoot down the elephant and make it not able to be harvested. So that's good. It's always a good sign. Yeah, you just have to be careful if you put them all in the town center that they don't let that happen. So yeah, slow build up, just very standard. If we take a look at maybe, ooh, we have the APM. Whoa. I can change the colors. That's crazy. Okay. And I can change all these. Amazing. Sorry, I'm playing around with this too much. Okay. What I do want to look at is take a look at what currently both the players see. So if you look at, wow, I keep changing all the colors and I mess it up. Okay. So if you look at very tasty stuff, this is all that he currently sees. And then, right click cycles it. Shift right click. Okay. There it is. Now I can look at the other player here, and yeah, they actually don't quite see each other yet. They've just been scouting around, probably with auto scout or what have you, and seeing how that plays out. But yeah, very standard openings. We'll see if there's any big difference. Whoa, VT stuff with the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. VT stuff, you're gonna have to help me out here to make sure that you made it. Well, that's perfect. You're gonna help me out here to make sure that I don't accidentally put the wrong order of games, but you'll have to tell me. If it is, that's okay. You don't have to actually, as long as it makes sense is my point. As long as we have 2 or 3 games by the end of it. I just realized that the alert box is not on here. Oh no. Okay, I threw on the alert box a little late, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry there. Alert box is there. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is game 1. Perfect, perfect. Good sign. Yeah, so very even here. I think actually VT stuff, you are ahead currently a villager already, which is a good sign. And we'll kind of see how this plays out. Actually, when I look at, you know, the only difference is literally 1 villager right now. So I wonder if the mines went for loom. No, actually you went for loom right now. So maybe that's where they went for loom a little bit earlier. Now you're going for loom, and you're probably going to even out now when it comes to villagers. So that kind of makes sense to me now. Just more scouting happening. We're gonna see Hollow Soul actually get to VT stuff here. See where it's going. See what happens. And then yeah, it looks like your timings are pretty identical for that second age as well. So not much kind of changing there. Not much happening over there. So yeah, a slow build up. I do like this nice natural kind of house and barracks wall. I mean, if you're not going to build walls, you might as well make your buildings walls. That's kind of the way to do it, I feel. Also VT stuff, if at any point the audio's you know, either I'm too loud or in-game sounds too loud, just let me know. It's better that I adjust it now as opposed to later on. But yeah, here he is. Very standard openings. And I think, you know, when you're playing, it doesn't feel this slow, right? But I think when you watch, it feels a lot slower. It's kind of funny how that works. Because when you're playing, you have a million things you're trying to do, while when you're watching, it's like, oh, it looks pretty standard, but the amount of work that has to go into the standard is amusing to say the least. But yeah, here we go. So Hollow Soul actually makes it to the feudal age first, and then VT stuff makes it to the feudal age. So no aggression yet from either team. I think, you know, maybe it sounds good so far. Perfect. Maybe it's one of those things where it's you know, treaty to 20 minutes, but you didn't say it. It just kind of happens. Actually, in some ways, that's probably more common to players who are slightly lower in rank, however, know what they're doing. So they're just focusing on their build order and trying to make sure that's perfect, as opposed to just, you know, doing some silly aggression that doesn't really make any sense, where they, you know, micromanage 10 units and get maybe 2 villager kills, but then not build villagers, so it wasn't even worth it. That's all a possibility. Still neck and neck when it comes to the villager counts. We're seeing VT stuff upgrading the farms already, which is fine. I usually upgrade all my economy in the beginning anyway, after age up. So yeah, not too much different. We're just kind of waiting for the build-up, waiting to see where it goes. This is very defensive. Now the big thing here about walling off your wood line, I mean, probably if you're a high level player, right, is you'd have a scout actually seeing whether or not there is a threat that could show up. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, you don't necessarily have to wall off every single wood line if there is no aggression at all. But that's like, you know, that's like expecting a lot. Essentially, you're playing it very safe here, and I do like that. But, you know, I think if you know that the opponent doesn't have any aggression coming in, and also, like, if they're going archer, right, the wall isn't really really doing much. So those are all things you can think about, right? Making maybe seeing what the opponent's going for, maybe knowing what their civ is and what their civ is doing. Those are all things that you can take a look. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, but it's like it's one of those things where you could have been a little more efficient. That being said, in a lot of these games, the efficiency plays out over the full game as opposed to those little things. So you won't worry. It's not necessarily that big of a deal. But something to think about, I guess. So yeah, farms being established here from both players. Surprisingly, Holosol's actually on 5 food right now, which is not very good. So a little slow on getting the farms established, and that could kind of come to hurt him here, especially if he wants to age up another age. So that's something to keep in mind. So 6, 7, like the farms are just a little slow here from Holosol, and I think that will affect his ability to continuously produce villagers, or get upgrades or whatever else he's working on. So that's a big thing. I do like this. I do like the choice of our skirmishers against the archers, because you know that they're going archers, so you actually went skirmishers. Perfect counter. It's just important that they're there, right, to protect when they get here. Stone Cold, glass shatters. Yeah, Nictacular, you're stone cold. Are you gonna be at WrestleMania this year? Who knows? But yeah, here it is. So yeah, the walls actually play out not really helping in this particular case. Good thing the archers are really bad at aiming. But yeah, here are the skirmishers, so you should have the advantage here, and you should be able to win here. That villager is so low. Oh, villager gets taken out. But you should still be able to win this battle. I do like that you're dodging the arrows. Nice little micro here. And as we're keeping account, pretty even on the worker count. So it's this kind of pile up of archers that I would get scared of. Now, because of the fact that obviously Hollow Soul, you know, only has so much APM, since we are in the, you know, the Dark Lord title, so, you know, the players are kind of in that mid-range when it comes to skill level. He can do something with these 13 archers, but it requires a lot of micro, and it may be something that he's not willing to do. But he is grouping them up together, actually, so that might be nice if he puts these two groups together and then decides to go in. So we'll see how he plays this out here, grabbing these archers. And he's probably going to go around here. Also, slight notice, so yeah, it looks like VT Stuff's actually going to castle really quickly. And this actually puts a timer on Hollow Soul. So Hollow Soul really needs to do something. This is the big problem about aggression in Age of Empires, Age of Empires 2 specifically, is if you're putting on aggression, you have to put it on before the person hits the next age. Because as soon as they put one castle up, right, or as soon as they have those upgrades, you're starting to really fall behind. So yeah, visibly Hollow Soul is going for that aggression there with the archers. So we'll see if he's able to make something happen. And it'll be big. How many villagers can he pick off? That's really what he's going for. Or he literally just sits here, which might be the play, because he can't really go underneath this town center. He actually shouldn't run away if you have that much of an advantage, even if you're, you know, even if you're weak, right? You probably shouldn't run away. So he's causing a mess for your economy, but the fact that you're aging up to castle age means you're probably fine. You just have to run away with your villagers every so often. I'm also curious if he has Thumb Ring yet. There it is. Yeah, he should be able to take all these fights, even with that, and then take off villagers. I think the one disadvantage about archers, you can't really take any buildings out. So that's a big thing here. So yeah, you're literally just waiting for that castle age, and you'll probably be fine. Just wait out this opponent, because this is scary, this is annoying, but you can just keep doing your thing. and yeah, the Castle Age from Hollow Soul coming in later, so you should be good. And yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Right now, just being annoying, but nothing really grave, nothing really putting in the pressure. Anything to be considered, like it seems like a lot, and it is, and you can probably build some skirmishers here and there, but it's not enough to be like, okay, we've lost the game, right? So that's the cool thing, kind of knowing how bad an aggression or this type of aggression is. And another thing about archers is they're slow too, right? They don't have that mobility to really just be all around the base. So like maybe you can put them here, like you can completely deny this wood line if you wanted to. But that's pretty much it. I actually wouldn't bring them all the way back. I don't get this at all. Because, I mean, these units are not going to be effective in about 5 minutes. And so, bringing them back to defend against aggression that you're not bringing forward. And maybe to be fair, like, Hollow Soul, right? Here, let's see what his current vision is. He's seen this. He's only seen your villagers. He's seen 4 skirmishers, but he has no idea what you're doing. And given that you are a Cav Civ, right, he might be expecting scouts at some point. But it doesn't look like you're planning. You're actually branching out here. Sorry, VT stuff is branching out here to gather a second town center. And if you can establish this, you'll really put you in the lead. If you notice on the actual population, right, Hollow Soul has 70 population, way more than VT stuff, but he's population capped. He hasn't built enough houses, and that's gonna be something annoying. However, yeah, Hollow Soul makes it to the next age, is getting all the upgrades. Look at the giant, massive upgrades here on the top right, and so that'll be, you know, hopefully use that to good effect. But on the counter side, VT stuff now has Knights, and that will be where this game goes, right? As soon as you have Knights, you're gonna take out this army pretty easy. Ooh, but we have the crossbowmen. Ooh. And we do have a lot of them, actually. So maybe with all these upgrades, he's able to actually implement them, actually use them. But having a standing army is great to either defend or harass. But if they're standing around doing nothing, you might as well not be building them. Not that it's, you know, bad to have a line of defense, but just something to keep in mind. So yeah, he should be able to take out some villagers here. Boom. One-shotting them. And this is a scary army, and now there's only a couple skirmishers and 3 knights. I mean, knights eventually will just take this out, but you have to mass them. So it's about stalling here more than anything, stalling for time. I probably wouldn't engage until I had at least 5 or 6 knights, and then you could probably go in with the skirmishers and knights and making it happen. So something to keep in mind here. But yeah, this is now a lot more threatening. However, you know, hitting a lumber camp just gives VT stuff a lot of time. So also should be, yes, there it is, should be going in, should be attacking villagers, should be denying any kind of scouting. He isn't at Arbalest. I don't even know if Mayas have Arbalest, but he is not in a position to just take out town centers, so he should definitely be going after villagers. But yeah, this actually gives VT stuff a lot of time, especially the 2 town center setup, gives you a lot of time to establish those knights. Once again, this is a threat. However, it's not anything that would be too serious. There is some reinforcement, but as soon as you get a bunch of knights going, you should be able to run them out of town, as they say. Run them out of town. Interesting siege workshop, both in placement and build. I mean, I think what VT stuff is thinking here is to get maybe a mangonel, get a nice shot, because they're all clumped together, and I get it. However, the question is that, you know, getting 5 more knights should give you enough. like I think at some point you should be able to just go and attack this. And also feels very confident, so I wonder if those knights are coming in. To be fair, maybe the gold income is what you're worried about here. Siege Workshop was built but isn't building anything. That is kind of concerning. But yeah, this is probably about time to have this fight. I don't know where the knights are. It looks like VT stuff has decided to counterattack, which is, you know, considering this is this type of game and you do have 2 town centers, you can probably repair this town center, hide in it, and counterattack. I don't hate it. I mean, it's not like he literally has nothing back at his base. So it's not a bad strategy. I do like that. Like, I think you could probably take this out if you massed enough knights. If there's like a certain critical mass, you could probably repair this. But unfortunately, VT stuff, as you see, kind of low in the wood a little bit. So that might make that difficult. But yeah, here are the knights, who are probably going to be a lot more efficient at taking out villagers here. So this is actually a massive blow. And these should not go back. I'm going to be honest. Like, maybe some of these can go back. If these go all the way back, you have literally won the game. Off a counterattack. And we'll see if VT stuff, that's exactly what happens. Because if you have this army, I'm sorry, you should just stay here, all right, and prevent mining. They're gonna chase around these knights forever and not do anything. So there's no real reason for Hollow to bring this stuff back. So, yeah, very successful counterattack by VT stuff, and Hollow making that errant judgment. Yeah, comes all the way back, and now is gonna walk all the way forward when he could have literally kept them right here. You know, kept the crossbowman right there. So that's I think maybe a little bit of a rookie mistake. This castle will be nice, so that means if he gets this castle up, that means his farms are protected, so we don't have to worry as much about the knights, or be able to run away if he has to. So that he has that at least. But yeah, I would have kept these up here. He did take out one town center, so do remember in his mind, right? In Hollow's mind, he's up there, and he's actually up here, and I think you just have to keep these here, and keep doing. This is actually getting quite interesting. It'll depend on how much Hollow loses here, because he has a mass that's really hard, like a mass amount of units that's really hard for VT stuff to do anything about. So it's all about keeping them here and actually keeping them active and making sure you're putting on pressure. This is such a juice, like literally 5 of them here would be completely denying this gold. But the knights are here now, trying to counterattack once again. Yeah, maybe like a wall here behind. Like, 7 knights should not win you a game, but VT stuff might prove otherwise. Might prove me wrong here. But yeah, he's in again, so yeah, you just keep these knights maybe in around here. They can take a lot more arrow shots than the scouts, so. And once again, I mean, Hollow Soul is taking out town centers that are being built, so it's not a bad strategy, actually. And slowly, Hollow Soul, like his massive units, and they are quite well upgraded. Each of these crossbowmen, so we'll kind of see how that plays out. But yeah, this harassment doing a lot. Hollow Soul finally going for that second town center. Great choice. And this town center is gonna go down, or is it gonna be repaired? Oh, there's no stone. Do you need a little bit of stone to repair it? Ooh, that's gonna be tough. Oh, great! The Mangonel shots. The 200 IQ play from earlier is gonna work out because no one has micro. He's preoccupied with the knights, and slowly the giant army gets destroyed. Oh, I was joking like Mangonels can't be effective. I'm like, well, you have to micro Mangonel, but you also have to micro the units that the Mangonel is trying to kill, which Hollow didn't do, and now we are literally even. Although this town center in his precarious position. But yeah, we have, I mean, they're kind of even on villagers. It's kind of evened out. There's another mass of these crossbowmen, which Hollow honestly should bring north. I think that'd be the best play here. Bring the crossbowmen north. But instead they are going to. Yeah, just a little inefficient with these army movements. It's like there's no need for a wolf to bring your whole crossbowman back, or is he trying to get one scout? Right? Like yeah. Actually, these are now finally defended by knights. Yeah, the 7 knights. It's 8 knights. Like it's not like VT Stuff's army is actually greatly increased. He's just trying to re-establish an economy at this point. But he is able to do that right now, just because of the way that this game has played out. So yeah, they both kind of dealt blows, and now they're relaxing. It's like in a boxing fight where you have the fighters like use all their energy, and then for 2 rounds they're not doing anything because they're trying to regain energy for the last part of the fight. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Getting some upgrades here. Oh, getting some upgrades here from VT Stuff. But yeah, it doesn't look like either player has decided to go into that final age, into the Imperial Age, and they both have 2 town centers. This castle will be nice for Holostone, but like it's anyone's games at this point, really. Like after all that, games reestablished is anyone's games, but 16 knights. I'm gonna tell you right now, Holostone does not have anything to deal with 16 knights, and which makes the fact that the crossbowmen died bad, but also the fact that crossbowmen weren't harassing while there was less knights, also not the best. But yeah, so this is now a critical mass. You should just be able to fight this. Just attack, move, and even if the town center hits a couple times, it's okay. Yeah, we'll be able to take out this whole army here, and then honestly, you don't even micro at this point. You let them do their thing, and then you can probably right-click the town center or keep going. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so that mass has kind of gone down to a reasonable amount. There is another group, I think, somewhere over here building up, so that'll be scary. Oh no, they have 3 here, which is nice. But yeah, great. You took out their army. There is no army. However, he's going for Plumed Archer, which is the yes, it is a new Rocket League map, Tim. They got way more creative finally. They just heard Season 6 wasn't that good. So yeah, we'll see what happens from this. I mean, a third town center going out from Hollow Soul. We'll see how that plays out. Another third. I do like this, right? This is a sign of players that have kind of been in the game longer, have a little bit more experience, where both players are so willing to expand economically. Just try to get those resources, because Age of Empires is a game of resources. And it's a little bit less of, I mean, big army fights are good, but it's more about being able to reinforce your army with more armies. So very good that both the players are doing this. Tim, the game's revolutionized, I swear. But yeah, we have the knights floating around here, some knights here in the bottom left as well. 3 town centers going up. Neck and neck when it comes to villagers. The only thing I'm worried about for Hollow Soul is there is not a standing army for him, so he's just kind of waiting and defending and hoping for the best. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. Do 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 do. Giant wall here, nice.
Ashike?
Ba ba ba. Well, this just looks like a lot of knights and not a lot of anything else for Hollow Soul. So Hollow Soul getting some plume archers, getting some pikemen, but not nearly in the numbers that he needs right now. And so VT stuff going in here. Ooh, is fighting against spearmen or pikemen. So that is one, I guess, bit of solace for VT stuff. However, his other group of knights have made it in, and are gonna once again be able to pick off some villagers. So while losing that army, I think right now VT stuff has the map control and is able to continue to put on pressure. I'm a little skeptical as to why this wood line was not attacked, because no matter what, this army can easily run away from Hollow Soul's army. So those are big things that VT stuff could have done there. Just keep this harassment. Like there's, yes, these knights died, but they died to a stationary, right, army. If you literally just attack here, kept the pressure, you could have taken out all these villagers for free pretty much. However, I do like this VT stuff, since VT stuff has established kind of the control of the map. This castle will actually give kind of a waypoint to start your next attack. Mangonel is a very nice touch, actually. And so you probably rallied to here once you got this castle up. I mean, VT stuff, there's a million things going on. I'm just pointing out stuff I see. But I as well am clicking once every minute. So I have a lot more. I'm literally looking at the minimap the whole time. And I see everything that's happening. So don't worry yourself. These are things to think about, I guess. I'm trying to be helpful. Although, why would you listen to me? You know, Tim's done that and regretted it. So, you know. So is Nick Tackler. Both of them have listened to me and regretted it. So maybe you shouldn't listen to me either. But yeah, just keep an eye on, like, yeah, ways you can be very efficient. And it takes, you know, one click here, let them attack for a little bit, let them run away once you see their army. So little things you can add to it. Ooh, the cavalry archers. This is a nice touch. I'm not sure you necessarily need cavalry archers. I think the Knights should be able to take this game, right? I don't really see... I mean, I guess it's for the pikemen. You want to do some stutter step. You want to get all fancy. But the mangonels should do the trick. The one thing I don't like right now is, for VT stuff, is Holosoul is actually getting this castle up. Holosoul could have possibly put this castle up here, so you have a little bit more range, a little bit more sight. But I was going to say, the fact that this castle is getting up is actually going to be a problem. This whole right side will be defended nicely for Holosoul. And these Knights, putting on that pressure, but now the army attacks them, so they need to run away, which is fine. If you can deny this castle, if VT stuff can deny this castle, it would, it'd be good here. But once again, this is like kind of things. It's like you have to be scouted and like be aware of what your opponent's doing, and then once you know, you can go in and prevent it. Like at this point, if I see the castle going up, I'd be trying to right-click on these villagers and take them out. Unfortunately, not the case. The castle goes up, and against archers specifically, yeah, castle's great. Against knights, a little not so great, but against archers specifically. But yeah, taking out the villagers, great stuff from VT stuff here. So VT stuff actually has about 20 supply less. They're about even on villager counts. Ooh, I do like this. This is actually great mangonel because you can just defend it. Hopefully it doesn't die here to the archers. But if you take a free town center, this is a great efficient way of doing. And you don't really have to do much, right? Like these are things you can do. Right-click the town center and just have this army defending. And now we're gonna have the armies meet up. And just a lot of micro is what's going to be required here, so we'll see how VT stuff here. So click, run, click, run, click, run. Should be able to shoot and run away. Apparently horses can go into castles, everyone. That's what we found out today. Very quickly, too. But yeah, this is a great castle, great staging point for your attack. Both players, by the way, on 3 town centers, so they are getting rich, rich, rich. Only one player on the wood line right now for Holosoul, which may end up... Okay, no, he's corrected it. We're good. But VT stuff now getting the last couple upgrades and going to Imperial Age. I think this, if you can get the Imperial Age upgrades, should make a big difference kind of in the final stages, especially trebuchets. I will notice as well, one of the big things is both the players were kind of aggressive with what they were building early on. But this is a pretty late Imperial Age, 15 minutes in. And I think that might be one thing that both the players could look into, because if you can like rush or get castles up and get to Imperial Age, and the other player doesn't pose enough of a threat, then you can just have a bunch of better units and win. But yeah, this castle I do like this. However, at this point, VT stuff should be able to build trebuchets, perhaps other artillery, and take over the game or take out these castles. This is actually a large army though that has a mass for Holosoul, and that is something scary. Once again, if you look at the population, right, there's a lot more units just for Holosoul. And it's a nice mix of pikemen and crossbowmen, so kind of at this point I think Holosoul would actually win every fight on the ground, but the advantage that VT stuff has is this mobility, right? So I think constant harass the knights is great. You have to know what kind of player you are, right? Are you the fight me in open fields type of player, or are you the I need to harass until they lose type of player, right? Those are big things to think about. But yeah, this trebuchet should change the game, because now all the castles, well, they're not going to be useless, but there's going to be more like stopping points for VT stuff, places where you'll slow down the play. Knights get in. Oh, these knights won't do much, actually, unfortunately. Yeah, this army should be enough to take it. Or not, because knights have defense against arrows. So let's see how this plays out here. Yeah, he's able to eventually take it out. And yeah, it's a nice clear, actually. But yeah, this castle going down. The thing is, Holosoul doesn't really have anything to take out VT Stuff's castles. So with that in mind, if I have a large army, right, if I'm Holosoul, I have a large army, I just go around. I just ignore the castles. Because at this point, Holosoul, instead of repairing this castle forever, which is fine, he can repair it all he wants, he needs to get an open ground fight between VT Stuff. He needs to take his whole army, gather it, and yeah, it looks like he's decided to call it a day. I think this is a little early considering Hollow Soul has more stuff. But it is the fact that he just hit Imperial, I think, which is annoying him. And you know, the reality was VT stuff would kind of take down those castles in a row and keep going. However, I would have liked to see Hollow Soul's army, instead of, you know, sitting underneath this castle, maybe go around to the left, get into that back line, and just literally sit here, because you'd force an engagement out of VT stuff. VT stuff could not have the engagement and just, you know, go attack and whatever, but that's fine. However, by putting pressure in a area that's scary, it requires the other player to respond. If you're a slower player, you need to have your units in a place that you're the one causing the other player to come to you, right? If you're trying to chase around faster units, you're going to be in a bad spot. So those are all things to keep in mind. But yeah, there was game number 1 of our King of the Castle series. So well done to VT stuff. We're going to go into game number 2, which I believe is on Arabia as well. VT stuff might be able to tell me if that's true or not. If the second game is on Arabia. And yeah, we're going to continue on here. We're going to continue going. Yeah, we'll see if VT stuff. I'll just call him VT. We'll see if VT stuff is stuff easier. Stuff might be easier. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll see if VT is able to completely defend. So now 1-0, best of 3, by the way. So I'm going to set up the next game here. And hopefully that will be good to go. So yeah, here it is. It's going to be Burbs against Byzantines. Burbs against Byzantines on Arabia. I hope this is the correct order. I don't know if unfortunately, I don't know if Capture Age actually puts it in the same order I have it in the documents. That would have been nice if they do. But yeah, we're gonna say it's on Arabia, and we're gonna go into it. Hopefully that is correct. I'm sorry if it's not, but yeah, let's get into it here. So game number 2 in the series. And we have Hollow Soul against Very Tasty Stuff. So yeah, we're jumping into here. Just quick, I'm gonna send a quick message actually to Pen. So yeah, we're getting into things here. We're ooh. And I hope you're enjoying our second night of streams. I honestly do think that Mangonel won you the last game. VT stuff, you are correct. The Mangonel won you the last game. My point is, it shouldn't have. But it did. You are correct. So I mean, Mangonel's not bad against a massive crossbowman. Don't get me wrong. You could have also won it by just massing those knights and fighting, is what I'm saying. Which is maybe not as efficient, but simpler. But you're right. The Mangonel completely won you the game because, yeah, you took out like 30, 40 units in a time where you didn't really have an army, where your knights were doing something else. But yeah, we're in the middle here now. Hollow Soul against Very Tasty Stuff. And we're seeing how it plays out. Both of them pretty standard openings against Berbers against Byzantines this time. Hollow Soul electing to go Berbers. And we'll see if he makes use of that. Nice green change. Change to green from red. That's a nice change. Something new to look at. Blend in with your surroundings, right? Pretend you're part of the trees. They'll never know. Yeah, I shouldn't have. Counterattacking with knights at the same time was a great distraction. Not that I planned that. No worries, no worries. Yeah, all possibilities, right? I think there's no one way to deal with the problem. It's about dealing with it. I mean, and I would, I would encourage if you are being counter harassed, sometimes the best thing to do if you have a slow army is to just keep attacking, because you're gonna get there and not do anything anyway. So all things to think about from both players. Yeah, but they're playing out here. And we're seeing what happens. Just getting their first initial rhinoceroses instead of boars, since we are in Arabia. And yeah, the slow build up once again. I'm curious if Hollow Soul will go with the archer strategy again. Obviously using a different civ, but I know a lot of times, like me specifically, I use a lot of cav civs, and I don't really play much archer civs. So regardless of what I'm playing, I might just keep using knights. So that's something to keep in mind. And so yeah, this is the build-up continues, just getting all your resources in a row. Hollow Soul currently has 14 on food, so might be trying to get into that next age quickly. But now they're sitting here. Oh yes, I think you might cut a villager or two. No, you have 4 villagers. I think Hollow Soul could actually age up if you had 2 less villagers right now. So yeah, this kind of queue of villagers might be slowing him down. Might be just trying to establish a little more of his economy. Obviously already has all the buildings required to age up. So I mean, if he wanted to, he probably could. I'm curious about, yeah, very tasty stuff is going to age up first. But my argument is Hollow could have easily aged up if he hadn't queued this many villagers. And actually, this is one of those things where this is really good to queue up all these villagers. But he's gonna get 2 villagers and then loom before aging up, and this is just a mistake when you have the 500 food when you're ready to go. Because of the upgrades, right? Like the economic upgrades later on. I mean, even though you're cutting villagers, it does give you a bonus. So, just a little mistake here from Hollow. We'll see if it affects the matchup as it continues, as it goes on. Regardless, yeah. Loom's gonna research first, and then I sincerely hope. Well, no, now he doesn't have enough. Oh no, he does go. I wonder what's going on then. I thought he. Oh no, maybe he queued up to fuel age already. Okay, so he had enough food. Yeah, and getting gold right away. I do like this from VT stuff. Might be able to age up right after fast castle. Well, we're gonna see if he fast castles, right? So if he did all that, but then he's gonna go straight to fast castle, then it's appropriate. But if it was just a standard opening, then he's severely delaying it. It was my point. And I mean, speaking, yeah, you can't have this many villagers sitting around, unfortunately. So that's something to keep in mind. Over here in VT stuff, nice kind of economy building up. Yeah, 2 wood places. Building up archer ranges, so it looks like VT stuff will be going for that archer play. We'll see if he's as successful with it as he was with the knights. But yeah, if Hollow Soul, puts down a castle right here, maybe like what, right here? What would be the best spot? Right here, right? If you're able to put a castle right here, call it a day. might be a play. We'll see what happens here for Hollow Soul. But yeah, he's already right up to fast castle, so if he quickly builds a building, he can actually get to the castle right away. So he needs to build his 2 buildings here. So we have blacksmith already. Yeah, he has to build his fuel age building, and then just go, because he actually has all the required. You might, yeah, you were right here. I mean, to be fair, VT stuff, you played the game, so that's what you might know. But here we are. Blacksmith going up. And the we have the market going up as well. And I think as soon as these two are done, immediate castle age. That's my guess. Let's find out here. In what is it, 10 seconds about? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh no, I was in the 80s. I was in the 90s. 3, 2, 1. And Castle Age. There it is. So Holosoul planning to go Castle Age, make use of that. Now it gets all the economic upgrades. So we'll see what Holosoul does with that with that fast castle. But it is scary now for VT stuff. He is now on a clock. And he won't know he's on a clock until the Castle Age hits, right? Usually you don't quite know. I mean, one takeaway could be that, you know, there's literally no army. That's a possibility. But VT stuff, now, if you are the one with the army, it is on you. It is on you to actually use it. So it is now up to VT stuff to get moving. And yeah, this is actually a great place, right? The archer, you know, the villagers who are supposedly hidden by the wall are not actually hidden. And just going to take them out. Boom. Oh, little zoom out. Nice. 2 villagers harassing a wood line. You know, maybe, yeah, going around. This is great. This is actually great stuff. Just keep a perimeter, keep going around, find another wood line. Keep the harassment going. That's all you can really do. VT stuff now is locked. I mean, obviously, last time playing a Civ that didn't have a need for houses, you now have to watch out for that. But yeah, great use. Just keeping the wood line. This is fine, honestly. I'd say right here, maybe just like a little bit closer, so you can just harass. You can even hold position right here if you don't want to micro them around. Nice. I do like this split. Trying to just get on the other wood line. That's great. Really denying any wood that could be happening. And we'll see what Holosoul does from it. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Now this is great. Yeah, literally perfect. And just keep the harassment. You don't even have to move around too much. Stay out of the range of the town center and you have them locked down. Maybe you can do a little patrol here and here. Alternatively, you could literally just have a little group here, and you've probably denied most of the things they can do. So it's actually better not to be here. I think it's better to hold position somewhere closer. So even though you're not microing, you're actually there. Like even here, yeah, literally just deny 1 or 2 farms. That might be a big thing. So, and having 2 groups of them isn't a bad idea because there's still nothing from Holosoul. Obviously, Holosoul fast castle, but now he actually has to do something with it. And that is build another town center, which is actually great because he built this town center, is building this one, so he's kind of soaking up pressure, and the fact that you don't know about the town centers might kind of come back to bite you as this game continues. So that's kind of the risk that Holosoul took, but I think he'll plan out if he's building villagers from each of them, he'll eventually get a good economy, but it's, you know, will he get to that point? We'll see if VT stuff goes for the second. I mean, VT stuff's at a point. Yeah, go for the castle. Should be able to even know. You know, if there's 3 town centers to get against yours, you're in a tough spot. There's still no standing army from Holosoul, so these archers. I mean, if I didn't see an opponent army, I would keep them in areas, even like in hold position, just so they can deny gold or deny. You know what I mean? Just so they're there doing something, not just sitting around, just outside the range. I think maybe because I just think of archers, especially like this amount, as disposable anyway, right? Like if they actually came with an army, like I don't need to be there to run away. Like my goal is to continue to be annoying. Yeah, so it'd be nice if you could just keep them there. And this is great. Yeah, denying the villagers here. Obviously, now we're seeing the 3 town centers play in a lot with the villager count being caught up to. However, once VT stuff gets castled, he'll be able to kind of even out. So this, yeah, even though it's one of those things, I think, where Hollow Soul was greedy and he kind of got away with it. And even if you did a lot more harassment and even got a lot more villagers, you know, at some point, if there's 3 town centers up, there's not much you can do. Like, I guess you can try to deny those town centers and get as many villagers as you can. But it's one of those things where you need a lot more micro, which is, you know, the beauty of learning the game, being able to multitask better. But yeah, so far, VT stuff now, going for that Castle Age. Yeah, I don't really... I would like to see just a little more just hanging around just outside the range of the arrows and denying mining. Because doing this doesn't... they're just kind of now sitting there. This is just my 2 cents. But yeah, this has been established nicely from Hollow Soul. Hollow Soul now in that great spot. Ooh, but we are now crossbowmen, so what do I know, you know? I feel like the person who like doesn't know the full script and then gets it every 2 seconds. So yeah, this will be a stronger harassment, and hopefully just kind of keeping that under pressure. There it is, and now just hold position these so they don't get into archer range. Instead of, yeah. And they can probably just sit there. It's so tough too, though. With 3 town centers, right? It's like no matter how much harassment you do, like unless you have like a group of 10 of them, like one here, and like one like here. Unless you have 10 of them hold position, you can't really just deny. But I'd actually do a good job if you just had them hold position, like little groups of 10, and then you can do your own thing and build up. However, I do like this, getting ballistics, getting those upgrades. You're back up on the unit count. However, you're behind a villager, which might play a role as this game continues. I do like this. Oh, perfect. I said it, and it kind of happened, right? So, yeah, just keeping them here on this hill, and you can probably just be good. And the whole position would just allow, so you don't actually have to micro them. And I think these could be on hold position. And I would keep these here. Like a little bit closer and just hitting those farm lines. I do like this, moving around. I mean, if you see the people at the goal, you might as well. The one thing though is, you know, the villager count is still very much in favor of Hollow Soul, and it is because we are 3 town centers to 1, which is just not. No matter how many villagers you get, if they're building 3 to 1, you're probably in a tough spot. Just a little bit closer. Sorry, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop harping on that point. Just a little bit closer. Hold position. Okay, but yeah, continuous harassment. I wonder if VT stuff. Hold on. Knows about this one here. Let's see. Oh, so VT stuff actually doesn't know about the 3rd town center, and that actually explains a lot. So the reason that this harassment hasn't maybe been as worrying is the fact that there's a 3rd town center here. VT stuff right now actually is ahead on the scoreboard, which is interesting. I do, but wow, Hollow Soul learning from the last game, taking a page out of VT stuff's book, getting 2 mangonels. I do like this. The twist in the tail. The twist in the tail, and these 2 mangonels are gonna win him the game. No, I think the 3 TCs are what's winning him the game currently. Any standing army would be great for Hollow Soul right now. Because he has, you know, he just keeps building up his economy. He has almost enough for a castle, so maybe aggressive castle would be good. Ooh, I do like this little hit squad of crossbowmen, seeing what they can do. So yeah, both players there, and this is once again great. I do like this from VT stuff. A staging point for your attack, building a castle, not so close that they can get killed, but close enough that you can just rally your troops to it and then push from there. That's always great. We shall see what happens from it. Will this castle be able to go up here? Do. We got the army of villagers. Building. Building. Nice. Continuous harassment. Castle gets up. So this is all great signs. But once again, the knights. Are the knights going to be the changing story? This defensive castle. Can he deny this castle? That would be great if he could deny it. I don't know why it was canceled. Oh no, it's going to be rebuilt right in front of the base. I kind of like that. Although with this giant wall, maybe putting it right there might be a little bit better. Because the reality is this castle doesn't do anything anyway if you get behind. So yeah, we'll see if Hollow Soul's able to do anything. Although it looks like VT stuff is also going Knights, so a little bit of transition. And going Imperial. Now once again, rushing Imperial, or not rushing, just going faster than Imperial will help out. Also, I just want to take a look at the time. This game is 31 minutes in. The Imperial last game was reached at 50 minutes, so that is a change. Oh, some harassment here coming from Hollow Soul, but if Hollow Soul is building Knights, he should be able to actually clear it up with his own Knights. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out here. Oh, clears it up. Can we see it? Okay, yes, he does see the town center. Just now, I think, actually sees the third TC and is gonna go immediately to go take it out. However, if yeah, and as soon as the VT stuff hits Imperial, hopefully trebuchets are gonna get on the field, just so you can start clearing out this castle and then get to the town center. That's kind of one way to win it. But yeah, we're gonna see a lot of villagers try to hide in this town center. So much so I think there's not enough space actually. So yeah, this should be good to deny some gathering for Hollow Soul. Hollow Soul has 30 more villagers, which is something I'd be concerned about. Right, the second town center should probably have gone up a little bit earlier. However, ooh, and camels. I do like that. Camel riders should be able to deal with any knights or cav from VT stuff. But yeah, one treb. That's what we're going for here. I do like this positioning. Should be enough to deny a lot, and at least make it very annoying. Oh, can they actually reach? Yeah, just right here. Get that sweet spot. But these are actually going back, interestingly. Oh, the knights are gonna go first to try to take out the That's actually great. Great little micro here. Yeah, should be able to take out this Mangonel without getting shot. That's amazing. And that's exactly how you play. You have a couple knights take out the Mangonel, and then you got it. Think you've got me? Says Hollow Soul, as he is up on villagers and up on army. No, not up on army. That's a lie. He's up on villagers. There's a giant army. I think wow, VT stuff takes it 2-0. You know what the thing is though? I think Hollow Soul has a great base. Always goes for 3 town centers and always has a massive economy. And I think he has the roots and the fundamentals when it comes to Age of Empires. Like I think oh, sorry. Here we are. Okay. I think his fundamentals are amazing, right? And he always builds up a perfect kind of macro environment so he can get a giant economy going. However, what I'm not seeing from Hollow Soul is that what's the next step? How do I actually win the game once I have this giant economy? Because in both games, I believe he was I think he resigned early, but I think more specifically, Tim, I think 6 months. I think I can get you here in 6 months. That's if you played every day. I was in strong position at the beginning of the yeah, and I think it's not even necessarily like he was VT stuff. It wasn't necessarily that he was looking at this and being like, oh, I'm completely defeated. I think he did both cases leave early, but in both games he had positions where he could have won the game. And it's one, either a little bit knowledge based, but two, like maybe understanding like if you're ahead or behind, but two, I think more than anything is knowing what you're actually going to do once you've established a giant economy. Because what I've seen from Hollow is he established a great economy, which is above half the players, right? Half the player base isn't able to do what he does when it comes to establishing the economy. He plays SimCity great, okay? he plays the mini game of establishing an economy amazingly. But it's the next step. How is he actually going to harass? How is he actually going to win the games? That's what he has to think about. Once he has the economy, you know, build. Like if I'm using a Cav Civ, right? Once you have your economy established, build literally seven, what is it? 7 stables and then start mass producing knights, right? Like that could be a situation, right? So it's about that next step of how does he actually win the game once he gets to this late game. I think is the next step for Hollow. But Hollow, like from what I saw, both games had chances to win it, and wasn't quite able to do so. 6 days or no deal. Yeah, Tim, there's not unless you've played RTS before, there's not a chance in 6 days that I can get you to beat either of these players. Yeah, so I think what we'll do here, and I think this will just be better for the cast, is we're gonna call it here. So the King of the Castle number 4 series will end here. VT Stuff is able to defend the Dark Lord title. So VT Stuff still the Dark Lord. Next week, same time, we're gonna have King of the Castle 5 with the Feudal Lord title being defended by Penn. All right, so that'll be Castle, King of the Castle series number 5. The belt will be defended by Penn. And that will be next week. So I'll keep them short, but just so I can keep the energy and I can keep the talking. And so my voice doesn't give out because I talked a lot yesterday. You can blame the Rocket League people for that. Anyway, I hope all of you have a good one, and we'll see you. We still have events tomorrow. So in the morning, we have the Pokemon Nuzlocke, where if your Pokemon dies, it dies, like you release it. And we have followed by a live Rob and Kyle show. So yeah, we'll see there where that goes, but I hope you enjoy it. So 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. We'll see you then. Have a good one. Peace.